Hey ladies and gents, welcome back. This is going to be part 5 to What If Naruto Had Magic, and in the last part we left off with Naruto and the rest of his team going through and doing the majority of the Chunin exams up until they got to the finals where they start their battles. So that's where we're going to jump right back into the What If, so we're gonna start that off now. So Naruto in the obviously first starts fighting Kiba. He easily takes him down. He just kind of charges, or not charges, but uses his light, or my god, I cannot talk right now. Uses his fire cloak, runs up to Kiba and one-shots him to the ground, instantly pretty much defeating him and winning the battle. And all the other pretty much fights go pretty similarly to what they do in the original, and Naruto doesn't really think much of Neji being really mean to Hinata and doing that. He's still mad that of his ideals, but he's not mad because it's Hinata, because again, he already has a girlfriend. I don't remember what did I even have? I don't remember what her name is. It was shoot, I can't remember. I'll figure it out later because she's not really part of this right now, but that's the point. He doesn't care about Hinata, is what I'm saying, as much as he does in the original, due to him already having a girlfriend and not really seeing any other girls in that way. So Naruto would pretty much get in the way of Neji killing Hinata, or teleport over, stopping the kunai, punching him in the gut, and Neji gets one shot to the ground and knocked out unconscious. And all the other fights go exactly the same, with Lee still getting his legs, or his, I don't remember what exactly Gaara did, but Lee is not exactly in the greatest shape, and Gaara is kind of looked at like a monster at this point, just like he was at this point in the original. So all the other fights go exactly the same. Sakura fights Ino, there's a tie, and there's the month gap in between the finals of the preliminary rounds and the finals. So during this month gap, Naruto goes and trains with Jiraiya, because Jiraiya showed up at the village and wanted to train Naruto. So this is where Naruto actually starts learning abilities with chakra instead of just mana. So Naruto is trying to figure out how he can combine his mana attacks with his chakra attacks. And he comes to the conclusion that he can't really combine things yet, say using his mana fire and his chakra lightning or something like that, but he can combine two of the same elements. He can make his mana fire hotter by adding chakra into pretty much the fireball. So Naruto figures this out, and now he can pretty much combine his chakra with his mana to make a more powerful attack. So Naruto can do that, and that's pretty much all he really masters over the month time skip, because again, there's not that long for Naruto to master jutsus, and it takes it's really difficult to merge these two things together. It's kind of like merging two chakra natures together, such as with when he was learning the Rasen Shuriken of combining wind style with his Rasengan. So Naruto pretty much only manages to master this over the time skip, and now they begin the finals of the Chunin exams, which go a lot easier for Naruto than they did in the original. So Naruto would obviously fight Neji, and he would literally one-shot Neji just like he did in the preliminaries when he was about to kill Hinata. So Naruto easily one-shots him to the ground, and he still kind of gives him the same talk no jutsu about you don't have to be born high, you can change your destiny. I was born with nothing, and now look what I am right now, because Naruto's kind of doesn't, he knows he has Kurama inside of him, but he doesn't know about, his parents were, the Hokage and, one of the strong Uzumaki people, so he doesn't know that. So he was just I wasn't born high and mighty, but look at me now. I can one-shot you to the fucking ground. So Naruto kind of gives him that same talk no jutsu, and Sasuke fights Gaara. And Gaara, it's pretty much the same fight, and now pretty much Naruto doesn't get caught in the genjutsu due to being a lot more powerful and being able to break out of it, and he goes and he helps Sasuke in his fight with Gaara. So Naruto would show up at pretty much the fight with Gaara, and he would easily take him down a few pegs, because again, Naruto's a lot stronger than he was in the original, and he was already had that like friendship boost or whatever he had when he was fighting Gaara in the original, so he's also stronger than that. So Naruto easily manages to take down Gaara, and Gaara gets knocked unconscious, which completely transforms him into the One-Tailed Shikaku. And with this, Naruto has a little bit more difficulty dealing with him, but he actually manages to still be pretty easy in taking him down by activating his darkness cloak and waking Gaara up by punching him, kind of like similar to what he did in the original, except he had a really easy time doing it because, again, Naruto's so much stronger than he was in the original, and he didn't even need to summon Gamabunta. So he would easily take down Gaara, and Gaara would still get his Takano Jutsu, and everybody would be sent back to their respective villages. And now this is usually where people would come and want to take Sasuke to Orochimaru, but due to Orochimaru not giving Sasuke a curse mark, he wouldn't be as power hungry as he was at this point. He would definitely be power hungry. That's like not the only thing. The curse mark did give him a taste of that power, but at the same time, he knows Orochimaru would be able to train him and get him stronger. So I feel Sasuke would still end up leaving the village even if he didn't have the curse mark. So he would actually end up leaving the village, making Sasuke retrieval arc happen. So Sasuke retrieval arc happens pretty normally, and this is actually a little bit earlier than it happens in the original, because usually I'm pretty sure they go and find Tsunade first, but in this, Sasuke leaves a little bit earlier, and Jiraiya goes alone to attempt to get Tsunade back. So he doesn't really have a Naruto to train. So he does it like that. I'm just gonna say that arc goes pretty much exactly the same, because all Naruto really did was kind of like fight this. He wasn't like, let's be honest, Kabuto wasn't that strong at this point, or at least that early in the series. Like, he was strong when he's in Sage Mode and Shippuden, but he wasn't strong at that point. So that doesn't really affect that mission all that much, that Jiraiya is there. So the Sasuke retrieval arc goes as follows. Naruto would go and easily, pretty much any time they would have any kind of confrontation with any of the Sound 4, they would easily manage to take them down due to having Naruto with them. And this happens pretty much up until the point where they get to Kimimaru. And this is where they pretty much easily take him down as well, and the Naruto eventually goes ahead of the group and catches up to Sasuke. Sasuke attempts to challenge Naruto, but he's no match. And Orochimaru suspected that this might happen, so he was around waiting and watching the battle. So he's actually there just in case Sasuke has like no chance of winning, so Orochimaru can still take him to his pretty much hideout. So obviously Naruto would easily win this fight, knocking Sasuke unconscious, but right when he was about to go pick him up, Orochimaru appeared next to Sasuke's body and then disappeared and left. And Naruto is screaming out now. He's just like one of the only people that truly cared about me and thought and actually respected me is now gone. And this is where pretty much everybody shows up, including Kakashi, like he did in the original, and they head back to the village. After debriefing Tsunade, because again, Tsunade became Hokage because Hiruzen still dies, and that all happens pretty normally. So Tsunade is still going to end up being the fifth Hokage. So that happens normally, and that's pretty much where they debrief Tsunade, and they pretty much tell her of that Orochimaru took Sasuke, and this is where the 3 month. This is where the Shippuden break happens, where Naruto goes and he trains with Orochimaru, and due to him not knowing that many things with chakra, and people, at least like Kakashi and Hiruzen and Jiraiya, would know that Naruto has a different power that isn't chakra, and that's what he's using, but most people wouldn't actually know this. But Naruto would end up going off to pretty much train with using chakra and not just using mana. So while Naruto is pretty much doing his training, he learns the following things: Rasengan, Rasen Shuriken, Shadow Clone Jutsu. He learns all these different things because, again, he didn't have them in the original. He learns Summoning Jutsu, and he even learns Sage Mode during this. little time skip. And this is due to Naruto being a lot more intelligent and figuring out that he can use shadow clones to train once he pretty much mastered the shadow clone jutsu, which didn't take him any time at all, like none in the slightest. And he can also, if he needs to, use his Karama chakra cloak up to the three tails, kind of like he did in the original, but he spent a little bit less time on mastering that than he did with the other things. But again, he has shadow clones, which make it a little bit easier for him to train with these things, but it also made it more dangerous to use shadow clones because then Jiraiya has to pretty much keep Naruto under control, but he managed to do that. And Naruto never actually ended up transforming into the four tails, so Jiraiya didn't have like that near-death experience, so he didn't really, oh my god. So when I really cannot talk right now, man. I'm not doing it. Not doing great. So they ended up heading back to the village, and Naruto does the same thing, except he's a lot more mature. And Sakura actually starts having feelings towards Naruto, but this is where Shion Hatake, I was like trying to remember her name, the person that Kakashi rescued and Naruto ended up started dating, shows up and she pretty much hugs Naruto and she's like, "Oh honey, welcome home, I haven't seen you in so long. I definitely haven't done anything since you were gone because I got something. But no, I said no, so I didn't do it, I swear." And Naruto's like, "Oh hey honey," and that happens. So Sakura's kind of like, "Wait a minute, Naruto, you have a girlfriend? OMG." And yeah, that pretty much, I don't like doing these things. So that pretty much happens, and that's where I'm going to leave this part off. I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace out, bye. My life, what does it come to?